What's up, everybody? This is the ZnZerna Music Hour. My name's PT Burnem. Tonight, we've got a lot of cool stuff for you. If you're in the chat, say what's up. Barry, what's going on? Feel free. Barry, I don't know if you know this, Barry, but apparently, and I tested it like a couple weeks ago, but I'm not sure if it exactly still works, but I think that it does. There is a podcast feed that has the audio from the Patreon on it, so you can run these as I post them from that podcast address. Anyways, I was really excited to find that out. Tonight we've got John C. Lilly. This month it's John C. Lilly, and that's because it's my babe's birthday. Ariel Bryant, she's in the chat sometimes as one infinite zero. I love her dearly, and so in honor of that, John C. Lilly did a lot of experiments with dolphins, and I mean, it's a whole long thing, but I guess I'll intro by just talking about it. He did work with dolphins, did work with isolation tanks, and did work with LSD. And he combined the LSD and the isolation tanks to go on. That's what's up, Barry. I love that. That's excellent. She actually, I was with her when that happened, and she was really happy about it. So, we've got dolphins, or at least water animals, and dolphins often. Hell yeah, Barry. The Walgu tape is sick. And I hope we're going to do another one this year. I think we are. So, we've got... Oh, hi, 1 Infinite Zero. I love you. Happy birthday. We got... For this episode, we're going to do sea creatures in general. And then next week, I think we'll have the entire dolphin footage. But I'm getting into, I'll be honest, I'm getting into some territory that might be a little spooky, and it didn't feel right with these dolphin footages. Oh, this makes me feel good to see this going on in the chat. So yeah, John C. Lilly is our shit this month. Footbags, good to have you tonight. It's real exciting tonight. Even if you just put it on, audio only and just surf the web or do housework or take a long drive to somewhere remote. So, yeah, tonight I got a lot of captured serendipity for you. I'm not even going to unleash the best part yet, but we do have some cool bass notes here that are making the lights go off. Right now we're just playing some stuff from Sampler. So John C. Lilly used LSD and isolation tanks to go into states of samadhi, basically, far away from the body, and use that to make, spiritual and mental progress. Also, arguably go a little insane in the bargain, but, sometimes that's the price you pay. Now, one of the really interesting things is that, he's doing these experiments on dolphins in the classic manner, meaning like electrodes in the brains of the dolphins, etc., basic cruelty. And now he's taking these journeys in the tanks, and he's near the dolphins. And he comes to the realization that all these space trips that he's been taking, the dolphins have psychically been enabling him. psychically enabling him to take these trips. There they are now. That's for you, darling. I got a whole dolphin feed going. Yeah, that's because this mic is picking up a lot of stuff, so I'm gonna turn it down a little bit. Hopefully it's fine that it sounds that way. We're okay. Check it out. Tonight I don't even have the MPC in effect. I've got the KO2 64 megabyte sampler, and because of the MIDI capabilities in the Pulsar here, I have now this little MIDI computer can go. Okay, so some serious serendipity. We're gonna take it slow tonight, y'all, and feel free to stick with us. Feel free to hang out. But yeah, it's gonna be a lovely little slow evening. We're gonna start up John C. Lilly here in a minute, and yeah, we're working with the KO22 or the KO2. Working drum samples from there and MIDI control of the Pulsar. I got sampler running on the iPad. Got those physical objects. You can hear the crash cymbal. There. It's just behind me. You probably just barely can't see it. But anyways, it's there. It's mic'd up. You'll hear it. If anything's crazy, yeah, the textures tonight are going to be crazy. Babe, I'm real excited because not even just with the dolphins and such, but the textures that I found for this one sound a lot like the music that we both like. Stuff like I'm having trouble remembering their names right now. Carbon-based life forms, stuff like that.
Well, tonight I'd like to talk about nothing. I know there are lots of people who have had this ambition to be able to talk about nothing and make sense. And so I'll try to make nothing comfortable for you. So we'll start with...
Hell yes, Josh. Good to see you.
And we will start in the void.
Yeah, it's going to be a good one tonight, man. I got it all ready.
I'm borrowing this from Spencer Brown. His Laws of Form. Book which is now published in this country by Burnem. So let's take this blackboard as being a sample of nothing. Now, there's nothing on the blackboard.
All right, see you soon, babe.
And if we want to make a distinction, we have to make some sort of a mark. As soon as we make this distinction, keep demarcating a portion of the void from the rest of the void, we have accomplished something which wasn't there before. And you could call this the first creative act. So in reality, it's the second creative act. The first creative act is getting yourself out of the void. Each of us has come out of the void, taken on a material form.
Okay, so from here in, I'm pretty much just gonna start going in.
And
I'll figure it out as we go.
more or less independently operating member of an entity. So the first distinction, number one, is the creation of self. Now, each of us have the illusion that our self is created by others. That our self is created by our parents, by our peers, by our teachers, by our political definitions of who we are, by our race, by our creed.
The boys must blaze. There is no alternative.
If you take close attention to yourself and policy, right judgment, and conduct, you will find, after you've spent a sufficient number of hours, or a sufficient number of weeks, or a sufficient number of years, that you created yourself. And if you started as nothing, you will begin yourself. So the first distinction
Got control of these drums.
that self can then operate in such a way as to draw further boundaries. So it can reach out and this is what we talked about in the beginning of the life. Separating out from the universe as nothing, something which you now name. As soon as you can name, you can distinguish, you can separate, and you can cross over into. So self can move over the boundary into the new space. Now remember, you've done two creative actions. You created self, even though you can't remember it. But maybe you remember the first distinction that you made. The first conscious distinction was probably made as you were reading the movie. Or as you were entering it. In some cases, it's the entrance of the movie. In other cases, due to the traumatic nature of the birth, it's the birth that's made. You go back to the earliest, most primitive memory that you have. You will find something that's on the picture. You are alive. Now, religion in which what you believe to be true either is true or becomes true within a certain limit. These limits are to be found experientially and experimentally. Now, experientially and experimentally mean that the responsibility is yours. Experiment is defined in the Western world as something does to something that does. You look at your information. So you can experiment with yourself, you can experiment with the void, you can experiment with Now, if you go along with these Spencer Brown's definitions, the distinction is perfect continence. It is a totally enclosing boundary of some sort, and that this boundary has an inside and an outside. And you get name the inside, and we're naming this one 2. You can then remember that you did this operation. You store it. And if you recall it, it's the same operation that you did when you named it. So the calling and the recalling are the same. And this is pretty primitive mathematical kind of definition. We are reducing many operations to one operation and making it a call here. If you move across the boundary, one space, this is the zero space outside. If you go from 1 to 2, you are doing the same operation that you did when you went from 0 to 1. This is the operation we call crossing. Now, if you go from 2 back to 1, you are recrossing, and that is not the same operation. To summarize it in a particular way, you can lose your virginity only once. When you cross from 0 to 1, you've lost your virginity. And crossing back to 0 is not the same operation. In a sense, but it's a new virginity. Right. Here you are alone. The cross and the recross are not the same. In the primitive sense, this is true. In the historical sense, it's not. In the sense that you can only move from 0 to 1 and then from 1 to 2. But we're reducing that to a zero and taking time out of it. In 0, there is no time. There is no space. There is no concept. The original theory about all of these in being simultaneous. Now, as you can see, if you do move into 1 out of 0, you never again move back to 0. Totally innocent. As far as we are concerned, in this particular now, if we do it, we then can carry no memory of the operation with it back to 0. Because in 0, there is nothing stored. Now it's wise to meditate on this kind of operation in the sense that if you can face this set of operations, face your own non-existence, face your own creation, face your own destruction, you are doing what Carlos Castaneda said Don Juan told him to do. You are keeping your breath on your left hand. This operation keeps you more alive, more aware, and more of a higher level of consciousness than any operation that I know. As long as you do not worship your own destruction, as long as you do not overvalue your own creation. We have a tendency to have an aversion to our destruction, the destruction of this body. And we have a tendency to hang on to it and not leave it as if it were our total being, our total existence, our total creation. Now if it is, there's nothing we can do about it. If this is our total creation, if we are merely aggregate has been accumulated by a biophysical universe and has no meaning, no direction, no self-independently of the molecular aggregate of our body of Burnem. It's a pretty empty universe for that particular molecular aggregate. It's a lonely place without much point. If these operations have any reality or any truth to them at all, far greater hope for a spiritual growth, for an expansion of our awareness, and for an increase in our knowledge of how the universe really operates. This is my particular point of view at this time. That's where I'm at. From that point on, one can open up any can of worms that one can receive. If you can take in the statement that I made earlier, what one believes to be true either is true or becomes true in the province of the mind. I want to emphasize in the province of the mind. Within certain limits, there are to be found, experimentally experienced, and when so found, are found to be further believed to be transcendent. Those of you who are interested in mathematics will recognize this as a non-terminating infinite field, a non-convergent infinite field, which, if you follow, can expand your awareness into regions where you are not supposed to go in, or have not been willing to go in. It is a set of directions that moves into the void or anywhere else that you can conceive of. There are travel folders called science fiction that you can follow and test for your own experiential and experimental guidance. There are
Drink,
other
drink,
manuals
Shell.
around of various sorts from the esoteric school, the mystical school, and from theoretical physics and modern science. Take, for example, from the latter group, the study of quantum mechanics. Get into the sub-microscopic world of quantum mechanics, of the very peculiar logic work, which are necessary to function in the area of that sub-microscopic world. Study von Neumann and Szilard's paper of 1936 on the quantum observer. Study Robert Edwards' thesis at UCLA on the brain force thesis. You get them into the region through modern science of a study of their own brain and the quantum mechanical aspect of its own operation. As soon as you do this, you will find that you're entering into spaces, into regions, into space of consciousness, which previously have only been described in the mystical literature, in the Western Christian literature, and in the modern drug literature, in the psychedelic literature, so-called. There are many, many routes into these spaces, and the amazing thing to me is the correspondence of the people who have been traveling in these spaces. Let's take the case of Franklin Merrill Wolff. In 1936, after 20 years of work on the yoga of Patanjali as presented by Shankara, Merrill Wolff suddenly was able to achieve a transformation in his consciousness without drugs and without overwhelming bodily disaster. Here's the way that people get into these states is having a close brush with death and sort of a disaster in their life, coming back and suddenly realizing what their life is. In reality, what it really particular forms, and man tends to worship his own brain as being the conscious brain as a result of its particular evolution. Well, as you know, I've worked with other brains, other biological organisms with brains as complex and larger than ours, and found that we're being rather arrogant about assuming that we are the only conscious beings on this planet. We don't know about the rest. But if you approach these from another set of assumptions in which consciousness is primary, and matter, energy, and space are secondary, you quickly arrive in these spaces of sensation very rapidly. In other words, you become, your awareness becomes that particular gift given to you somewhere out of the void, out of the light. It has been moved into you, whether you like it or not. And you as an individual, as it were, do not realize your connection with the rest of the consciousness until you are forced by a severe I think we're going to move into the new consciousness, which have ancient roots in the East, among the Buddhists, among the Tibetans, among the Hindus, and among the Chinese. And gradually, you will see that these concepts have been furthered in the East beyond anything that we have accomplished in similar areas here. However, this apparent disparity between East and West, I'm sure will be erased. Let me give you a very simple example. Here in the United States, we have a system of meditation which was invented here. It is probably the most dangerous form of meditation the world has ever seen. It requires a high degree of skill. It requires a person to learn it when they are rather young. And they must practice it for many hours every year in order to survive. If they don't practice it, they become a member of the 55,000 lives that are lost every year. As a consequence, the failure to perform this meditation in an expert time. And this is driving a car on the street. You must keep that car within a 14-foot wide lane at a very high rate of speed, 60, 70 miles an hour, hour after hour. Now, if you pay close attention to what you're doing, you'll find that it has all of the characteristics of an esoteric meditation in the Far East. Number one, it requires a total awareness, focus.
I feel the same way, footbags.
As you move down that highway,
Get into it because it's happening all this
you are
month.
beset with people doing a similar job at a different rate than you are. They turn in front of you. You must be aware of them coming in from the side. You must be aware of them coming at you from the opposite direction. This is a very, very demanding form of operation. The concentration required is obviously of a very high order. And if you fail to do it, the penalty is the death of your kid. Now, the amazing thing is that there are so few compared to the number of man miles covered per year. There are good statistics kept on this, and you can check out the facts of it very easily. Now, it's been discovered by the younger generation, some members of the younger generation, that they can do this operation very easily and at the same time without
Yes.
better vantage point. Now, he said,
I'm fucking amped as shit as how this is going.
he watches the body below it, operating the hood. So often I tell the body, you know, hey, way down there, bud, you think there's something better pay attention. The body takes attention and everything goes fine. This happens to be more common than appears. They will tell me about this experience. There may be one or two such experiences, or it may be a routine thing. Or it may be only a what is being done? Andy Weil, in his new book called The National Mind, divides percentages into two kinds of thinking. Stony thinking involves several parameters. Published in 1944. He had made his transformation of consciousness in 1936. He wrote for 6 months. Then he wrote again a year later. And he filled in the experience. You can find this book, Personal Record of a Transformation. It's well worth reading. I recommend it to you very highly. For those of you who want to intellectual without chemicals, without a boring method for the expert school. This is really technical. It's being republished by Human Press in New York, to publish my book, Center of Press, and it should be out this spring. It's a very hard book. It's a very learned book. second book that's in the mimeograph form, which is written mainly to students, so this book is published. It's a 600-page, 900-page philosophy of consciousness, in which he relates his particular vision to all of the modern schools of philosophy. It's a very erudite, scholarly work, and also a very powerful manual on how to think consciousness. And if you pay close attention to what he's doing, he's examining the belief structure which led him to his transformation. He's presenting to you that belief structure in relation to other schools of philosophy. So that the consciousness without an object school of philosophy says, number one, basic assumption is that consciousness is. In other words, consciousness precedes all else. And it is the creator. It is that which is a very ancient view. And so what's new? The new thing is that a mathematician has started to examine that with the logical rigor required by Western science, and then to present the results to you. He speaks of statements that resemble some of the statements that I talked about that I've been which are adjacent to and parts of adjacent states. There's some overlap. He speaks of the state. Now, if you want to go Skinnerian, we can say that there are two things that keep you from changing your consciousness. Number one is negative reinforcement. Which potentially in modern behavioral psychology, aversion two, second trap, and these are steps. These prevent you getting to the state of mind of positive reinforcement. Poison causes attachment. Now you can look this up in Patanjali, Sutras, apparently wrote about 300 years ago, he speaks for a little philosophy. He wrote 196 these are Sutras, which come right up to your Skinnerian modern view in terms of the total human being. Now, you can avoid negative reinforcement, you can avoid positive reinforcement, you can avoid allowing any state of consciousness, any group, any institution, or yourself, causing either of these, you can then get into a state which is neither. It's a sort of a surfing slot. And those of you who have surfed know what I mean. When you're in the slot, on the surfboard, you're neither lagging the wave nor leading the wave. You're either going to get dumped or you're going to get left. You're riding right on the right spot. And there is only one spot and only one way. So it is neither falling behind, aversion to the wave, or the attachment to the other wave. There is that place. You move neither forward nor back. And you have the balance. I'm not saying attachment. You're achieving. What is your point?
What's up, 1Infinite0? I hope dinner was delicious.
Rather than going into it and studying and thus not doing the same thing. Avoiding situations. Well, if you want to live without these two,
Nice word, my asthma. Or you can come down a mountain, not being afraid of going into at the same time being able to avoid the flag. Now you just, as it will get a good to it. Or you can come down the mountain, so present, and so top to going forward. Now an excellent performance is a good practice. Traveling in human space, you have to have this kind of knowledge also in the space. Because they are all too likely to fall into Having trouble with that camera angle, so we're going to be replacing it with total footage.
These kinds of spaces are both
So glad you're here.
Right, the constant reinforcement go up.
I love you. I love you a lot, babe. Happy birthday.
They could call it a medicine.
All right, we're going to keep on going in on it. The footage isn't stopping, the lights aren't stopping. We're going to keep going.
The important thing to remember here is that every method is not just a bunch of words, but based on direct experience of the visual dimension. And each person who makes any mistake struggles with the power of it's impossible to transmit and train directly arguing on a verbal level, verbal instruction. Even if I'm saying here, no use of words unless they can be understood. Unless the injunctive use of language is remembered. All girl will, or myself, or college classmates, or Tom Mann, or unless the injunctive use of language is remembered. All girl will, or myself, or college classmates, or Tom Mann, or which you can only arrive at by following the injunctive use of language and following directions. And that's what Merrill Wolfe is doing in his Well, tonight I'd like to talk about nothing. I know there are lots of people who have had this ambition to be able to talk about nothing and make sense. And so I'll try to make nothing sensible for you. So we'll start with the void. And we will start in the void with the first distinction. And I'm borrowing this from G. Spencer Brown in his Laws of Form, a book which is now published in this country by Julian Press in New York. So let's take this blackboard as being a sample of nothing. Now, there's nothing on the blackboard. And if we want to make a distinction, we have to make some sort of a mark. So let's just make a circle. As soon as we make this distinction, demarcating a portion of the void from the rest of the void, we have accomplished something that wasn't there before. And you can call this the first creative act. Well, in reality, it's the second creative act. The first creative act is getting yourself out of the void. Each of us has come out of the void, taken on a material form, which describes very well in the and functions as in more or less independently operating in the revolution. So, the first distinction, number one, is the creation of self. Now, each of us have the illusion that our self is created by others, that our self is created by our peers, by our teachers, soon as you can name, you can distinguish, you can separate, and you can cross over into the self-immune over the boundary into the new space. Now remember, you've done two creative acts. You create self, even though you can't remember it, but maybe you can remember the first distinction. The first conscious distinction is probably made by using as you were thinking. Go back to the earliest primitive memory that you have.
Okay.
You will find something
This has been feeling good. Gonna go into some ambience and thank my dust cats. Gonna go into some ambience and thank my dust cats. And all of you for watching tonight. Maybe run some more dolphin footage as we run it out. But right now, I'd like to thank my dust cats. Keeping the lights on here at ZnZerna Studios. Digicats, Zerna Cats, Erica Pontiac, Melissa Schick, Kenny Creech, Gerard Stoltz, Rin Cat. Thanks all of you. Big thanks to Mike. Haven't gotten the Zerna together yet. Next week, Mike, we'll definitely have it. Austin, Avalanche, Snell, Mama Cat. Thank you very much. Sam Seeger, Wayne Anderson, Jen Dudley, Doggy. Gonna see you soon, maybe this week. Scarlett Herrera, Austin Cat, Eric Akers. I'll be talking to you later this week. Viz, love you very much. I'd like to also say thank you to my one and only Royal Blue. Everything is permitted and nothing is true. Barry, thank you very much for your continued support of all sorts. Much, much Zerna love to you. And thank you for tuning in tonight. This will definitely be up on the Patreon and will be most likely a part of the final EP. I don't know, I might just break this up and take it in different directions for the next 3 weeks. We'll see. But I like it. Okay, alright, enough looking cute. I'm gonna find a way to bring it out. Maybe find a way to mess with some of the settings on here and take it out that way. Start with the overhead cam. Guys, thanks very much for tuning in tonight. Let's see what we can do.
In the primitive sense, this is true. In the historical sense, it's not. In the sense that you can only move from 0 to 1 and then 1 to 2. But we're reducing it to 0.
tuning in. It's beautiful to do this thing on Cold Rhymes Records. Twitch.tv/Cold Rhymes Records. Here on the ZnZerna Music Hour, I got this bass going a little further. Let's see what we can do. I'm almost afraid to touch it. One Infinite Zero, thank you so much for being a part of my life. It is just a beautiful thing. Happy birthday month. Happy birthday, the whole month. The whole month is yours, as far as I'm concerned. And I can't wait to see you. Yeah, okay, hey, look, there's whales and sunlight. Okay. I like the way the fog is diffusing these lights. There we go. So. Yes. The ZnZerna Music Hour rolls on. Okay, check this out. Foot bags. Check this out. I struck gold on this tensor pedal. I did something crazy. I ran a series of already made items with the samples that I'm using through the tensor and slowed it down. And then put it on a randomizer. So it's pulling randomly from these bits. And it is just going right. The tensor is magic, and it all depends on the settings and what you feed it. But yeah, it's so glorious. And running it through the analog delay doesn't help either. I mean, hurt either. Okay. At this point, I'm just basking in it. Okay, just loving this magic, and I hope that y'all have a glorious evening and a glorious rest of your week. I will be back next week with more John C. Lilly. Woo! Love that tensor. I'll be back with more John C. Lilly and some more wild sonic wilderness and more dolphin footage. Next week, I promise a greater saturation of dolphins. None of this turtle and whale filler. But yeah, I'll see you next week. And until then, take care. Much ZnZerna love. Drink drinks. Don't forget water. Don't forget vegetables. And try to love the sounds that are around you. And I will see you next week. Oh, yes. Now that we are no longer streaming, you can hang out for another minute.